Oh, hello and welcome to Coast Nation Fan TV. I am Pelo, I am your host. This is where fans meet and talk about Kaizer Chiefs, Amakosi Football Club. And we are continuing with our series, Honest Conversations. And today we are talking about our center backs. If you have missed the previous episodes, just check the playlist that is linked at the end of the video and you can see what I think about our right backs, left backs and the goalkeepers as well. Do not forget to smash the like button and to also subscribe. If you're new in this channel, we speak everything Kaizer Chiefs, everything literally, and then we have my live streams every weekday at 7:30. So if you're interested in that kind of content where you can talk and interact with other Kaizer Chiefs fans, smash the like button. Okay, let's start with Eric Mathoho. So in Mathoho, I know Guti, within our fan base there are still people who still think Utawa could be the solution to the problems that Chiefs has or has had in our defense. Now, I will not and I don't want to focus on what he can bring to the team and yada yada, because if we're being realistic, we all know Gutu Mathoho is leaving Chiefs in June. When his contract expires, Chiefs will not be renewing his contract. So personally, besides Uguti how his form has been in the last previous seasons, my thing is it wouldn't help in any case to have him as the pillar, as the foundation that we are building our team upon, only for him to leave in 6 months and then all of a sudden we have to start afresh again, building with Kwinika next season while we're building with Mathoho in the presence of Kwinika or whoever else that we pick as our center back pairing. So I think in the Mathoho, very people will be sensitive about it because people are loyal to certain players sometimes more than the club, which is understandable. I mean, Mathoho has given us some great moments in recent years. I mean, even last season, I think he scored a winner in the derby that header. So people are still attached very to Mathoho. But if we are being realistic, we can tell Mathoho is leaving and it doesn't help for us to focus on him going forward. And it brings us to the next person, which is Thabani Dube. Thabani Austin Bafethu. I don't understand it, because last season when he was playing alongside Mathoho no Kadoso, he looked better. Now, the argument could be Uguti, if you are playing against players who are really out of form, who are really bad at that time or at that given moment, because Mathoho no Kadoso were making mistakes left, right and center last season. So Dube was there and it looked like he was the most solid of the three. And maybe if you are placed alongside people who are not that good, you end up looking really good. Or it could just be the fact that Zwane does not see how he fits in the system, because last season, if we go by that, I saw him doing some good. But people again continue to ask questions. Why was a player who had no experience playing in the PSL brought in to come and play for Chiefs? Because if you think about it, even players who have played in the Premier Soccer League, the PSL, I just said soccer, but the players who have played in the PSL, they sometimes struggle playing for Chiefs. And now if you're going to take a player who does not have any experience playing in the PSL and then you are bringing him to the biggest club in the country, then he's bound to struggle. He's bound to face some things that he might find it hard to recover from. So as far as Thabani Dube, I think when the season ends, he's one of those players, if they don't find a solution to either sell him out, because I think he still has a year left in his contract. If they don't sell him out, then what will happen with him is that they might just end up releasing him, because it doesn't seem like there's a way that they will be using him. Literally every other player who Chiefs has been used except Abadlalaba 3. Ikarabo Mlefe, the goalkeeper, Aiden McCarthy, so Kulmana Ngai in a second. But Dube, who has played in the senior team and yet hasn't been used this season. Even Mathoho has been played, all thanks to Amafenzige, the Wikalen Cup. So I just think there's no way that Zwane sees Thabani Dube as part of his plans. Now, moving on to indaba Aiden McCarthy, the person that I just touched on. Aiden McCarthy vele usuka with development, so it's not like he's in a rush to be starting. And also, I heard ukuthi he's trying to focus more on his school. I heard he's going to vets right now. So I think he's also trying to push his future. Ukuthi, in case football doesn't work out, he ends up going back and falling back to his education. So I won't talk much because we haven't seen him play in the senior team yet, because I don't want to say, oh, in the development is so good, because I haven't seen him play with senior team. So we will wait until he plays with senior team before we have any comments about him. If you're enjoying this video, by the way, please do like it. Now let's move on to the more interesting people. Not that the other ones have not been interesting. I'm saying they are more interesting, these ones, because they've played and they've been chopped and changed from time to time. Starting with Kwinika. Kwinika wins the best defender for his Stellenbosch. He gets sold for the Chiefs. There is that hope you could, oh, he's coming back to the Chiefs. He was our development player. He's just, you know, we are happy to have him back at Kaizer Chiefs. Season starts and then he's just shaking. And he's always looked like he has a mistake in him somehow. I don't know what is it. Is it the fact that there is this expectation, Yoguti, you have been brought back, you know, from Stellenbosch to come and play for the Chiefs. And now maybe that is getting into his head, because sometimes you just look at Kwinika and you think, oh, no, please, kick the ball. We don't want you to make a mistake. Yeah, about the classic mistake that he made when we played against Imarumo Gallants. I don't even know to this day what he was doing there. And he has made these mistakes, and Zwane has eventually dropped him. And that's not because, I don't want to sit here and say Kwinika is a bad player. No. But this season, he has had his shaky moments, and not just a bit shaky, really shaky, match costing shaky. That's the level that his shakiness has been. And we must be honest, Uguti, he is yet to reach a level that we're expecting from him. And I am sure that is worth a price tag from Stellenbosch. So I think Vele right now he's only playing because our fullbacks are injured. Solomon's no Riv. Otherwise he would be benched and Ngezana would be playing ahead of him, not Dube, because of the fact that Zwane eventually realized good. It doesn't help to keep him on the team because he's not performing at all. I hope he improves though, because he does have a quality, he does have a leadership, and he does have a right mindset. I mean, Connor, there was a time where people were angry on Twitter and they even said he must apologize, and he actually apologized. That's humility. I know Guti players shouldn't be doing that, maybe, because if every player goes to Twitter to apologize, at times it exposes them sometimes to more criticism, because they will say, hey, because people will always speak. So it's just better to show your performances in the field of play and then let people talk and just try to improve. I will say though, it is an honorable thing to do, to just come out and apologize, because it's better for a player to come out and apologize for making a mistake in a game than a player who makes a mistake in a game and the next thing you know, he's just posting random things on their social media network. And yet and the people who are watching the very same things that he's posting are the same people who are still angry, or who were angered by him costing the team. So that's honorable, and that's one of the qualities, the leadership and just having honor as a human being that could benefit each Chiefs going forward. Next, we have Njabulo Ngcobo. Oh, when I say Njabulo Ngcobo, people, first of all, they remember incidents last season with Lee Baxter and Zwane and stuff like that. But he kind of got over that, and then he came back this season. He still made a mistake, but he's still a quality player. Yes, he pays Aiko that much. Yes, at times he seems like he holds on to a ball a bit longer, and then if we're playing a team that presses us, then it can be costly for the team, and that is why maybe you should try to move the ball much quicker and not be too relaxed, because other people capitalize on that and then they end up forcing mistakes from him. Otherwise though, he's had a good season until Dube arrived, because he was playing alongside Kwinika and then Dube arrived and then was just kicked out of the starting 11. He did play as a defensive midfielder against Arrows, but otherwise he hasn't been played. I do not have any idea why he's not being played really, because he has not had a bad season. He's had a good season, because we can't use Uguti made a mistake, because all our defenders, all our centre backs, literally every other player who's playing for the Chiefs right now has made a mistake this season. So I don't think it would be fair to say, oh, it was that mistake, because then we can look at every other player with Chiefs and say they've made a mistake. So I think there must be another reason why Uguti he had to be sacrificed for the sake of a balance in that defensive line. However, if he had to be sacrificed for the sake of a balance, then people would say, but why is Siyabonga Ngezana playing ahead of him? And I would say Ngezana is playing ahead of him because, again, as much as he's a good player and comfortable on the ball, Njabulo Ngcobo, when it comes to pace, when it comes to defending in general, then Ngezana has the edge in that, because Ngezana unama mistake naye, but then people will say Njabulo also makes mistakes. But Ngezana as a defender, aerial balls, he competes. When it comes to 1v1 defending, also competes. So loco, it benefits or favors Ngezana more, because then if he's one-on-one with a player, if we're playing a high line and they play a ball over our defense, Ngezana is the one who's likely to recover that ball, because he has a pace and he can recover the ball better. So I think that is why Ngezana has the edge, who is a player, by the way, who has shown Uguti he also does have a good mindset, Ngezana, because unabo clumsy, we can't leave that out. Uguti, he has his own clumsiness and he makes a lot of mistakes, because sometimes I feel like he just switches off and then he comes back. But when he switches off, sometimes he wakes up too late. We've already conceded a goal. This is just to say what I have talked about all our defenders, and as much as they have some quality in them, they still have to fix a lot of things, especially this thing, Yoguti, be concentrated the entire 90 minutes, because other teams will capitalize on you going to sleep and then they will punish you. So again, right now we are working with Dube, who's a left back. I talked about him when I was talking about my left back, but since we are lacking a left-footed centre back, Dube is now being moved into that position, which he has played well, by the way. It's just that Naye, he just needs to relax a little bit less, because he's a bit too relaxed and sometimes he makes mistakes, because not to say casual, good, oh I know I've played this pass many times before, but that's not how it always goes. So Kwinika, as a makeshift centre back, he's actually been better than all our centre backs. He has made his own mistakes, Kwinika, but he's been more consistent than the actual centre backs that we have at Kaizer Chiefs. What do you think about our centre backs, and who do you think should be our centre back pairing? I personally think Ngezana should continue pairing with Dube right now. Let me know what you think down on the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you live stream, and until next time, remember, equals Alpelo Moya.